Hello. Welcome back to Life is a Vibe. Happy Wednesday. I've been testing out the different days I want to upload this podcast because also the message that I wanted to give today was just not coming through. I had another idea, then another idea, but none of them felt right. And one idea that I've had like in the bucket, I guess, of ideas, finally came through that I was like, you know what, this feels like a good time to talk about, especially because, we're 3 weeks into January. We're almost done with January. And this is about the time where, the excitement starts to wear off and the work is really in front of us. And another follower, a listener, a part of the Very Vibey family, she had DM'd me because the episode that is going to be similar to this one, which is the feeling like a failure episode, it is a part of like my little pep talk series. This is going to be a continuation of that. And you can probably read from the title. That's probably why you clicked on this. You're feeling behind in life. And so today I'm just going to give you a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of some wisdom just to help you feel a little bit better. Today, that's really what was on my heart to share. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the pep talk. We'll do life update, affirmations, what's going to fill up my cup this week at the end of this episode. That way, anytime you want to come back to this, 2 minutes in, you can get the pep talk that you need for when you're feeling behind in life. And I tend to feel like we feel this feeling, especially at the beginning of the year, because we start to almost have this feeling of, I should have done this last year, or I would have been so much farther ahead if I just would have done this last year. Like a lot of these feelings come up that we should have done this, we would have done this, like had I known, blah, 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 we should have done this. And then comes this feeling of I am so behind in life. And let me tell you, this is probably one of the most common things I always hear on my client calls. I feel so behind in life. I feel like I am not where I'm supposed to be. I feel like I could be doing something better. I feel like I should be farther along. I feel like I should be more successful. Yada, yada, yada. So what we're going to do, so we're going to just go ahead and take a deep breath, okay? One deep breath. And exhale it back out. We'll do another one in. And exhale it back out. One more, just for good. One more in. And last one out. You are not alone in how you feel. It is 1000% okay to feel how you feel. And let me tell you, every person similar to your age or like that is an adult feels the exact same way. And when you really can take a step back and look at the bigger picture of what's really going on here, it might help bring some more insight and some more clarity. But I did just want to validate, like, yeah, we all can feel behind in life sometimes. We all might feel stressed about it. And we also just set ourselves up to feel worse about ourselves just for the sake of doing it. So I'm going to validate you. It's okay to have the pity party. It's okay to have these feelings of like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. Because trust me, I've been there. I have definitely been there. And of course, we don't know when the end of our timeline really is to guesstimate, are we behind in life, right? We don't know when that end is coming for us. And so, of course, we want to act from the place of abundance. I have all the time in the world to do what I need to do. I have all the opportunity and all of the time that is already mine to do what I need to do. And sometimes there's also the urgency, right? Life's too short. Do it while you can. You know, there's conflicting messages going on sometimes. And so for me personally, I know that I have an abundance of time to do what I need to do and to do what I want to do, but I do act with the urgency of tomorrow's not guaranteed. So how can I best serve myself today so that if I were to magically be gone, not magically, but if I were to be gone tomorrow, I would feel satisfied and fulfilled with what I have done so far. And so you're not behind in life. Not at all. You really are just at the beginning. Even if you are listening and you happen to be farther ahead in life, I know you could probably be looking at me like, hey, you're 27 years old. Like, yeah, you have all the time. Even if you're older than me, you still have a lot of time and you are not behind in life. Because when we take a step back and zoom out, there is no timeline to be on. And this timeline that has been created probably, you know, I'm just going to say it, by a patriarchal society to constantly make us feel like we are not good enough, like we are not successful enough, like we are not where we're supposed to be. That way we keep eating poorly, drinking, smoking cigarettes. We keep not taking care of ourselves because they make more money off of us being unhappy and unfulfilled. Not to take it that route, but if you think about it, you know, this so-called timeline that has been created makes capitalism and makes society more money. Because if we are pressured to be on a timeline, if we feel that we are behind in life, we rush into getting married, we rush into having babies, and then that causes all of these other things to happen in our life that we're going to spend money on. So there's that part to it, right? Realizing that there is no real timeline to be on. Now, of course, if you are a woman who wants kids, yes, there is a little bit of a timeline, but even then technology and science has, you know, evolved to where you can really figure out what is going to make the most sense for you if you are someone that wants to have kids. If you are someone that does not want to have kids, you have the beautiful opportunity that you have your whole life in front of you that is not confined to any timeline. So what if you just allowed yourself to give yourself that grace, knowing I can take my time. I can figure things out. Even at 27, I feel very blessed to know that, like, yeah, I have some things figured out in my life, like my purpose, my path, and everything. But even I don't know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing. And let's just all recognize we don't know what we are doing. There is no guidebook to life. Of course, there is the wisdom from people on how we can live a very great life, on how we can master things in our life and how we can really like evolve and level up within our lifetime. But at the end of the day, we're all just testing and experimenting and trying things out. And the other facet to this is comparison, right? We see on Facebook, social media, this person's getting married, these people got engaged, people are having kids. And that can produce a lot of feelings of, oh, should I be doing this? And I think that's really because when we're in school, right, we have the mimicking pattern of like, we're all going to school together, we're all doing these things together. And then like, obviously college, we all break off to our different colleges, or we don't go to college, whatever. And that's where the timelines of things start to get a little misconstrued, right? Some people are going to college, some people aren't going to college, some people major in this, some people major in that, some people graduate from college, and then some people continue their education. So if you think about it in the possibility of your life, there are so many paths you could have gone down, and you chose your unique path that you were on. And while we are, you know, divinely one, you are experiencing this specific path that your soul is taking that is uniquely yours. So if you think about it, yes, there's some commonalities, like, yeah, well, we might go through some heartbreaks, some job changes, we might move, like there's similarities in our timelines like that. if you really break it down, the timeline is uniquely yours. So how can you be behind on your own divine, unique path if it is that one path to go down? I hope this is making sense, because this is all just like coming out. I did not plan this episode. Whenever I have an episode like this, I'm kind of just like take some deep breaths and I'm like, God, universe, whatever you want to pour into me, let's put it out. I'm the vessel to speak what is coming through. And so that is something that didn't really click until just now, that like, if you are going your unique divine path that you are supposed to go down, how can a timeline really make sense when you are the one living through this timeline that is unique to yourself? Like there's no standard timeline at that point, right? Because we are all going down our path. Now, of course, there are the people that, I don't want to call them average, but there are the average timelines that we see. People getting married by 30, having babies by 35, yada, 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 you know? I don't know if any of you guys had that similar timeline. The only thing I ever gave myself, I told myself when I was 22 that I wanted to work for myself by 25, and I did that. That was the only thing I gave to myself. But growing up, of course, I was like, oh, I'm going to be married by this age and have kids by this age. And like, by the time I got to college, I was like, that's not going to make any sense. And so hopefully this conversation has helped you so far in just realizing like the standard of a timeline is just honestly bullshit. But also, when you are unique and you are on your own journey, we are all unique. We are all on our own journeys. There's no standard for a timeline that really makes sense, because we are living through this human experience through your eyes and through your path, that it's going to look different for each and every single person, right? And that's a lot of what I wanted to say. Some other things here to really explore with this idea of being behind in life is comparison, right? We are comparing our journeys to another. We compare ourselves to, you know, social media, to influencers. And it's really just recognizing like that is amazing for them and knowing that that is what's possible for you. You know, Alex Earl, very popular TikTok queen right now, who blew up, not overnight, but pretty quickly. You know, that could be possible for you, but we don't allow ourselves to see that realm of possibility. So really with comparison, starting to recognize that's great for them. My journey might look similar. My journey might look different, or that's not aligned with my journey. I know for me, when I was becoming a content creator and I was, you know, seeing other content creators who were able to post YouTube videos all the time, who were able to like put out consistent content, like I was like, that is just not my journey, because I work a 9-to-5. I also get burned out. Like I know that my success is inevitable and I will get there on my own time, because I will be honoring myself. I'll be honoring my rest. I'll be taking my time, and it'll be worth it for me. And so through this lens, you can start to recognize like what is really a part of your journey and what is going to help make your journey. Because the final part to this here is like, are you really ready for that? You know, when we are desiring, oh, like, should I be getting engaged? Should I be getting married? Should I be having babies? Like, are you ready for that? Because some people rush that, and some people rush that because they think that they're on this timeline that they have to do these things. They should be doing these things. But a lot of times people aren't ready for that. And so that's why we still see, you know, people waiting to get married, people having like the statistics of having high divorce rates, people not wanting kids and stuff like that, because for too long, it was something that generations rushed because they felt like that was what they were supposed to do, what they had to do. And so really ask yourself, you know, if you want the $1 million, the million followers, the fancy car, the nice home, the picture perfect husband, wife, whatever, you know, are you ready for that? Do you feel like you are ready for that? Because I ask that question to a lot of my clients, and I ask myself too, and the answer is no. there's still more work to be done. There's still more fun to be had. There's still more life to be lived. And I even asked myself, I love the community I've created both in my coaching audience and my other audience with Vibe with Aid, which is all about festivals. And I think about it like I have grown that audience to 20,000 plus. And it takes a lot of energy to respond to DMs, but I'm so grateful for all the DMs I get. But I think about like if I had 100,000, if I had 1 million, like I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I necessarily want that or desire that, because I love the authenticity of being so close with my followers and having more of those intimate and personal connections with my followers that you can't get when you get to that level. Of course, I'm sure those influencers have, the couple of followers that they respond back to and whatnot. But I can't imagine it. I don't know if that is my journey, right? So I even question if I'm ready for big things like that. Or, a common thing with being an entrepreneur is having the 10K months, hitting 6 figures. And, I'm really close to hitting 6 figures overall in my business, not in a year or anything. And it took me 2.5, almost, it's probably going to take me 2.5 years, probably closer to 3 for me to hit that goal. But I don't know if I would be ready to handle, being that entrepreneur that takes her business full time. I'm still doing freelancing and I'm still doing the coaching and content creating. I have multiple income streams. Just because, the economy is funky, things are funky. So I do a lot of things to keep this roof over my head that I'm so abundantly grateful for. And so I question that, like, am I truly ready for what I am desiring or what I am truly wanting? So are you behind in life? No, you are not behind in life. I got on my big soapbox, but I hope all of it is making sense, and I hope all of it is clicking, and I hope all of it is validating that we're still just at the beginning, and you still have so much life to live and so many experiences to be had. If you are still feeling that feeling of being behind in life, maybe ask yourself, okay, what would help me feel like I'm making progress? What would help me feel like I'm getting closer to the vision I have? What would make me feel like I'm progressing, right? And then start implementing some of those actions. Start taking action on some of those things. If you desire to have a YouTube channel, but you haven't even started the account, or you haven't even looked into, what type of content you want to create, or if you want to quit the job that you've hated and you still have been there another year, even though you said the year before that you wanted to quit, which I know job security and like the economy can be really hard to make decisions like that. But I stayed at my job way longer than I should, but I just trusted the timing of everything. But find ways to start progressing, because taking action, and I'm going to tie this back to habits and routines somehow, taking action and making consistent habits and forming them into routines is really how you're going to cultivate change in your life. If you are the type that just keeps saying, oh, I would love to do that, I want to do that, I really want to do that, I want to do that, and you don't do it, you're just going to keep staying the same, So I really, really encourage you that if you are feeling behind in life, let's bring it to some like action items here, right? 1, recognizing you're on your own unique journey. That is beautiful, and it's transformative, and it is uniquely yours, and you get to experience that. Like, what a beautiful opportunity that you get to experience this path and this timeline. And I always think about this. It could help someone one day. It could help someone today. Whatever you are going through could always help someone if you are willing to share that story. I always say this is going to go in my memoir one day. I don't know if I'm going to have a memoir. Honestly, I probably will have a memoir. Also, my mom always says, like, I'll tell you all the things about my life and you'll put it in a book, But just really thinking that what you are going through not only is going to help yourself, but can also help others and can help the collective, because you are going through your divine, unique path. And then number 2, recognizing that the timeline that we're behind is just bullshit. And if you are feeling like things on social media, people you follow, if there are people that trigger you, making you feel like you're behind in life, and this could go one of ways. It could be people from back home. It could be people you grew up with. It could be anyone. Like, if you need to mute them, mute them. But also on the flip side, if you are following influencers, entrepreneurs, businesses, brands that give you that lack mentality, that make you feel like you're not doing enough, I'm going to give you the permission slip to unfollow, to mute, whatever you need to do, because that does not serve you. And over here, we are all about the abundance mindset and not about scarcity, not about lack, not about bullying. You know, none of my content will ever be bullying you guys or shaming you guys or guilting you guys into changing your life or doing something for you. Like, all of my content is all about an invitation. I'm inviting you. Maybe I'll challenge you, right? But I won't guilt you or shame you and be like, if you are scrolling on TikTok, like, yeah, sometimes we're scrolling on TikTok till the wee hours of the morning, and that is okay, because sometimes we need that. But I will never shame you for that or guilt you or make you feel like you are not doing enough, because I know exactly what that feels like. So here's your permission slip to like unfollow any of that you are seeing on social media, just to block out the noise. And then number 3, start moving towards something. Start moving towards a goal you have, an idea you have, something to make you feel good, just something. Even if it's like you want to do more self-care, amazing. Because even if you do that, I know you will be feeling so good, and you'll want to do other things. Whatever it is that is on your heart, that is on your mind, that even just progressing a little bit each month would help, start doing it. Baby actions, 1% better. We accept incrementality over here. We accept doing the best over here. So I boiled it down to those 3 steps. And, you know, anytime you want to come back to this episode, just go to like 2:30. I think that's when I started my spiel. This ended up being a little bit longer than I anticipated. But like I said, I meditate, I tell God, I tell universe, whatever you want me to tell the girls or the Vibey family, let me know and it'll come through. So I hope this made sense. Again, I hope this validated you. I love doing these episodes, so we're definitely going to have more pep talk episodes. If you have any other like requests, pop into the Find Your Vibe Discord and put it into the content request of just like messages you need to hear or whatnot. But this is super fun for me to do. Life updates. We're almost done with January, and my goal this month was really just getting into routines. I have some other things I need to do by the end of January, so I'm feeling a little bit of that pressure, but probably going to have to work a little bit this weekend, but that is okay. I have been doing really good. This week I start a little health and fitness protocol, as one would call a cut, but I am kind of wording it as more like a devotion plan, like kind of giving it a more cutesy, vibey name as I do. But that means I'm drinking a gallon of water every day. I have macros I need to be tracking. I am lifting 3 times a week, doing cardio 2 times a week, and then 10K steps a day. So right now it's 4:00 on Tuesday. I am at 8,857 steps. So I'm probably going to walk on my walking pad a little bit. But getting the walking pad has been really nice. I also got a brand new light to use for content. I don't need it right now. Sorry if the lighting's been on and off because it's a cloudy day here in Austin. But I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling very happy about this first month. I'm also doing some other things with the business that I think is going to really help streamline some things and just bring some of the ideas I have for this year into fruition. But yeah, I am feeling really good. Last week's energy was weird, but I'm happy to report for any of my astrology people, all of the planets are direct, meaning there are no planets in retrograde, I think, for the next couple of months, which is very great to hear. So if you have been feeling that, you feel like really good, you feel like a little bit more motivated and energized to like work on things. Of course, we'll have like new moons and full moons too. Follow that, because this is a really good time to take action on something. Whether you want to get your routines in check, you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to start a business, like whatever it may be, like this is a really great time to get yourself in order basically, and just start taking action and just start showing up. Even if it's going to be messy, just start doing it. So yeah, I'm feeling really, 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 really good. We also have Habits and Routines Accelerator launch underway. So if you are wanting help with your habits and routines, I have 3 spots filled, which is so exciting. We're going to begin the week of February 6th. It's going to be 12 weeks, and we are just going all in on habits and routines. I'm really, really excited. How many times am I going to say excited? I'm such a generator, but I'm really excited for this group container and excited to see what happens in this container. The women inside so far are just total badasses. So if you want to join in, the way I describe this program, it is really good. Hold on. It is really good for, beginners, but also like kind of that next level up. So if you are someone that is totally new to habits and routines, this is a great program for you. If you are someone that has been consistent in your routines, but you fall off, or you just want to learn some other tips and tricks and just like want more accountability, this is also great for you. So if you're interested, I'll leave the application link down below. I'll close enrollment February 5th. So we have a little bit of time. Early bird just ended. So if you are curious about the program, just let me know. Let's wrap up with, what is going to fill my cup up, how am I going to fill up my cup this week, and some affirmations. So how I'm going to fill up my cup this week. Oh, I don't know, actually. What do I have going on? I think what would I think what would fill up my cup this week is getting a gallon of water in. I'm trying my best today. I'm on I have a half-gallon water bottle. I'm definitely on the second bottle, but I am slowly making progress because I have to pee so bad all the time. I think the water thing would be really nice to hit, and 10K steps every day. So doing more of some body stuff with that. I also need to put my big girl pants on and go get my car inspected. I think I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. So TBD on that. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling. So let me know how you are going to fill your cup up if you want to tag me on Instagram. Also, if you want to, rate this podcast, give it a review on Apple Podcasts, I would greatly appreciate it, as this podcast is still growing, but I am appreciative of all the support, and I'm still showing up here because I love doing it. So yeah, let's pull some note from your higher self and affirmation for the week. I have that one TikTok song, if we ever broke up, I'll never be sad. Blah, 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 blah. If we ever broke up. That was really off key, but we'll do butterfly affirmation this week. See what comes through. That one almost came out. Ooh. Okay, we got 2. It's rare I do the 2, but we'll let the 2 happen. So think of a number. 1 or 2. You got it? Okay. If you picked 1, it is easy for me to attract all that I need into my life. I do this by relaxing and trusting that things are going to work out perfectly. Lucky girl syndrome. It is easy for me to attract all that I need into my life. I do this by relaxing and trusting that things are going to work out perfectly. Love. And then 2. We pick 2. I trust myself. I am wise. I am brave. I trust myself. I am wise. I am brave. We love to see it. We love to hear it. Okay. A note from your higher self. Okay, a note from your higher self. Your body is an oracle. Your body carries a deep wisdom that can guide you towards what is right for you and what is not. Aches and physical pains often have an emotional message for you. Butterflies, chills, and a racing heart can be your soul saying yes. Slow down and start listening. What does your body want to tell you? T. Your body is an oracle. Listen to it for some messages this week. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you needed to hear this message, I hope you just fully let it soak in, and I hope it resonated so well for you. I am so here for you. You are so supported. You are so loved. Feel free to share this podcast on your story if you want and tag me, share it with friends, share it with someone who needs to hear this as well. We will be back next week with a more planned out episode, but this was super fun to do. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and do not forget that life is a vibe. Okay, bye you guys.